Dude, this poster of yours, it's so outdated. Well, fear not, my fiery friend, it won't be right now. I said now. Now. Dude, you can't snap the other game into existence yet, you haven't bought it yet. Oh, right. So let's just go buy it then. Do you know what has just happened? What has just happened is that the Avengers trailer was released, and who is hype? I am hype. Now, I have seen this trailer twice, actually, because it dropped at 2 PM, roughly, and that basically meant that it dropped while I was at work yesterday, or well, at least in terms of when I'm recording this, it was yesterday, mind you. But basically, at work, I wasn't really paying too much attention to it, because we was watching it during break and everything. So I watched it again when I got back home. I didn't create an initial reaction to it because, you know, it wasn't really an initial reaction anymore, because whilst I wasn't paying attention at work, I still did watch it, mind you. But I am going to quickly just watch the trailer here with you guys, because it's the Avengers Endgame trailer. Oops, did I just spoil the title? Yes, the title is Avengers Endgame. So hype. But anyway, I'm going to watch it here right now for you guys, because it only makes sense with my channel becoming quite marvelous these days, eh? But anyway, so yeah, we're just gonna watch it through and make some comments upon it. Sad music. So sad. Too sad.
Stay on. Hey, Miss Potts. If you find this recording, don't feel bad about this.
She's probably gonna feel bad about it, you know?
Just for the record, being adrift in space with zero promise of rescue is more fun than it sounds.
It doesn't sound very fun though, that's a problem here,
4
Tony.
days ago, oxygen will run out tomorrow morning.
Yeah, that's not very good, is it? Come on, someone save him!
When I drift off,
What about
I will
Nebula
drink
anyway? I
with you.
thought Nebula was with him after the whole snap and everything. You could just imagine Pepper finding that record now and how devastating that would be. And I also love the fact that they did that with the logo after the events of the previous Avengers film.
Thanos did exactly what he said he was going to do. He wiped
He
out.
doesn't lie, he's quite an honest person, Thanos. The reason why he's a great villain, I suppose. Hey, Scott Lang's fine, dude. He's just stuck in the quantum realm and he's fine.
All of us.
Oh, it's four. Thor looks just as devastated as everyone else, but hey, that's because he had his shot to kill Thanos, and he missed, and by missed I mean he got the chest, not the head. Should have gone for the head, Thor. Hawkeye! Finally! You get to see Hawkeye in Avengers again, woohoo! And then there's Peggy Carter right there. No, I'm sad though, because she died in Captain America Civil War, and Captain America still holds her around everywhere, and it's sad! Oh, here's the trailer name, boys. Not the trailer name, the film name. Oh, yes.
Hi, is anyone home?
Yes! Ant-Man!
We met a few years
That was
ago.
my initial reaction to this, by the way, because I love Ant-Man.
Really big.
Is this an old message?
Ant-Man, I know you know that.
It's not a recorded message, you
That's
fool.
me.
It's the
Can you
front
put
door.
me in?
I'm sure Ant-Man has some tactics of helping the Avengers out right here. But yeah, that's basically the Avengers Endgame trailer. Very awesome, very hype, as you saw me squealing about it there. But the thing is that we don't really get much in this trailer, because it's more of a teaser trailer than anything. But we do get a knowledge of whereabouts of Iron Man. And then we also get to see the main Avengers that are going to be working on this. So a lot of Captain America, Black Widow, Thor, and Ant-Man, it looks like. And then there is, of course, going to be a bit of Hawkeye. I'm not sure if he's going to be sidelined in this, though. This trailer does sure make it seem like that. But we shall see when more trailers come out and the official film comes out as well, of course. But you might have noticed that, at least I noticed, that in this trailer it was significantly lacking Rocket and Hulk in particular. I can't even recall whether you saw them or not. But yeah, I love the fact that they're keeping things vague while still managed to build up the hype, because the thing is that Avengers Infinity War was so good, it has made Avengers 4 probably the only film of all time that will sell tickets without the need of a trailer. I don't think this film even needs a trailer, and yet we got one anyway, and it's so hype! Oh, I can't wait for this film in April of all times. That's going to go by in a snap of your fingers. Oh boy, I don't feel so good. I would edit me fading away right now, but there's much more I have to do here, so I can't exactly fade away just yet. And also my editing isn't that good. Hey there guys, I sure hope you enjoyed that trailer reaction right there to Avengers Endgame. Wow, the sun is incredibly blinding. That's what I had for my entire cycling journey here. When I was cycling here, basically the route I had to take, the sun was right in my eyes, so it was so hard to cycle through that because I had to hold my arm up very specifically to block the sun out and everything. But hey, I still made it here, alright? But anyway, that little marvelness added to the starting of this hunting video, so you know, the Marvel theming and everything. That might be the first use of that Marvel theming in this episode, but it's not going to be the last either, because later on today I'm going to go and see an advanced screening of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which I am very excited for. But anyways, apart from that, it's also Super Smash Bros. Launch day. Well, it was yesterday, but I'm getting the game today because I was working yesterday, so I wasn't able to pick it up until now. So that's going to be our first stop game, and then we're also going to do some Skylanders hunting alongside that. So I'll see you guys for all that fun stuff later on. I've just gotten away from Nottingham to get away from this kind of stuff, you know, lights and Christmas carols, orchestral based. But nope, they're still here anyways. Like I said before in the previous video, you can even say, it's almost like Christmas is popping up. Now we just got to wait for this slide to change over, because this slide is very relatable to our current endeavours for the store right here. That is none other than game. And I apologise for the yelling, I kind of have to yell to be heard over those guys over there. Fallout 76, who cares about that? Besides, that's apparently really bad, which is a surprise, because I thought the Fallout games were supposed to be good. I shouldn't really be yelling though, because I literally just said before that I have a cold, so yelling and colds should not really go together, and yet with me I make it work anyway. Ooh, Lego. Lego's pretty fun as well. But when will that one slide pop up that I want to pop up? And no, it's definitely not this one, because as you guys know, I'm not a huge fan of Fortnite whatsoever. So I'll see you guys once that slide finally pops up and everything, unless it's right here, in which case that would be pretty awesome. And it's not, of course it isn't. Yaha, here it is, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate out now. Well, it just so happens that is exactly what we get, my friends. Well, no regular version of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, because we're actually getting the limited edition, $54.99 only. Love the way how they put the only on there, like that's cheap. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pick up my copy, and I'll see you guys once I've done so. But first and foremost, we have the Starlink collection that I thought we may as well look at. And wow, they got lots of sales on. It's unfortunate that there isn't any money left after the Smash Ultimate purchasing and everything. But yeah, it's a pretty decent section, you've got to admit. It's also the only decent Toys to Life section left in this town, so got to appreciate it for what it does bring, I suppose. That being Starlink, of course. Okay, now that is one nice box. Bigger than I was expecting, so I'm going to need to find a way to put this big box into my tiny bag to take home. That's going to be fun. But regardless, now that I've picked this up, we do have a few more stops to check out before we head out to the cinema to watch Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, of course. And one of those stops is CEX, so I'll see you guys in there over more. Okay, currently inside CX, and if you guys recall back to the last hunting video, hashtag plug and merch, but either way, you guys would recall that I paid 32 quid for Spider-Man. Well, now it's 40 quid, definitely glad I got it when I did, because that's like 8 quid saved, and that's a whole lot. But without further ado, let's be moving on to the Skylanders, and as you can see, they have more than what they usually do, but unfortunately not much that I need. It is cool to finally see some awesome senseis at the front and centre though. They got Pit Boss, Mr. Cat, Tri-Tip, and even Boom Bloom, so that's very cool, as I said about previously. They also do have a few characters over there, but it's not much of note besides Treadhead, just because Treadhead is an awesome character as such. Well, they do have 2 Nitro Soda Skimmers, which is double doses of disappointment to me, because I need regular Soda Skimmer, not Nitro Soda Skimmer.
Come on, kids.
But either way, it seems like there isn't anything here that I need, so I'll be seeing you guys at the next stop. Okay guys, so the next stop is Home Bargains, but that's purely to get some sweets for my upcoming cinema expedition, you could say. So I'll see you guys once I've picked out something that I want to get from in there. But either way, you might recall at CEX that it wasn't anything I needed. Well, that wasn't entirely true. There was something that I needed. But the keyword here is was, because the last time I was at CEX, I picked myself up Buzzwing, so that was off camera unfortunately, but I still think Buzzwing should contribute towards today's haul because I did get him at CEX previously, and it's a vehicle. How does that have a gender all of a sudden? But anyway, what's cool about this is that you can press this button here and it flips out again, and then you can rattle it to make the wings shake and everything. So yeah, it's a pretty awesome vehicle, I'd say. Definitely one of my favourites in terms of its intricate details and design. But another thing you could say is that I definitely have one ultimate haul for today, considering I've actually got something for once that's not only Skylanders, but many other things as well. Okay then guys, so as for my sweeties, or snacks, whatever you want to call them, I'm basically getting some bubblegum flavour squashums because I really love drumstick squashums, at least the original raspberry milk flavour I do, so it's good time to change things up and give myself a different flavour of them, mind you, but I'm sure I like them just as much as the original. But heck, we'll find out for sure. And then I'm also going to get myself some iBrew because I definitely need a drink for cinema, most certainly. So yeah, let's be getting those and head down to the cinema without further ado before I miss my film. The amount of times I've cut it close because of videos, man. I can't believe I just spent 10 entire pence on this bag right here. 10 entire pence! Imagine what I could have done with an entire 10 pence rather than put it towards a bag. And the worst thing is that this is from Home Bargains. They're supposed to have bargains, but instead they have rip-off bags, I call them. Bags that rip you off and that you can rip. Just not very well with one hand, apparently. But either way, enough about my ranting about bags, and I'm going to actually hold it before it falls over, because we are at Cineworld now, so it's time to check out Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. But beforehand, I'm going to pull off a Luke Smith and have a taste test of these, because as I said before, I have not ever tried this flavour before, so why the hell not get my initial taste test reaction right, plus Luke will love it, mind you. So I have pre-opened the bag, because as I've said before, it's kind of hard to do such things with one hand. Without further ado, here we go. I don't really have much of a sense of smell to me because I do have a cold, as I've said previously, but I can smell these. They have quite a distinguishing smell. Not a nice one, I will admit. I don't like the smell of these too much, but the smell don't matter as long as they taste good, right? Okay, so they most certainly taste good, but they're not as good as the original flavour of drumstick squashums, I'd say. So if you're going to get these, get the original flavour, but these are still good. Although if you adore bubblegum, then I definitely recommend them more than the original flavour, because they taste so much of bubblegum. Surprising that, considering they're cool bubblegum flavour and everything, isn't it? But without further ado, I'm going to get to that film now, so that means this video is coming to an end. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next one. But until then, peace. I officially have a baby now. I had to cycle like this all the way home, and to avoid kicking my precious box, I had to literally put my feet out like that, like I was doing breaststroke on a bike. But anyways, basically, you guys didn't think that was really the end of the video, did you? I've got Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse to talk about, and the unboxing of this bad boy in right here. So yeah. Point is though, is that all that cycling would be worth it as long as my box is fine, because if my box is fine then all is good. For 10 pence bag though, that better be alright too, considering I paid 10 entire pence for that. Okay guys, so before we get into the unboxing of the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Limited Edition, I first wanted to talk to you about the movie at hand, if that being none other than Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Man, this film impressed me, and that's very hard for a film to do these days. Not many films this year have impressed me, at least not as much as this film had. Going into it, I was kind of excited. It's my kind of film, you know, Spider-Man film and everything. I love Spider-Man. I love the fact that this film is taking a look at Miles Morales instead of Peter Parker and everything. That element I was definitely looking forward to and very hyped up for it. But it turns out that this film subverted my expectations in the greatest way, not because the story didn't go as I expected it to, but purely because the overall quality of the film was so much more better than I could see coming. This film is incredible. I really want this film to win an Oscar. It deserves an Oscar. And that's just how good it is in the realm of animation, because its style is so distinctive. It looks and feels just like a comic book. And the animation, just for a film like this, really, really works. It's very well animated, very good to look at. And so above all, its style is very awesome. Great job on the animation work. And as I was saying about the characters, the fact that this focus on Miles Morales is a good, fresh take on the Spider-Man-based stuff. But we also got several other Spider-Man characters, which I was kind of afraid that with them being 6 of them, that they wouldn't be too fleshed out or wouldn't have that much of an arc. I was completely wrong. All 6 of these characters are fleshed out, fun to watch, and very, very compelling emotionally as well. I got so invested in the story that I was crying, I was laughing. It's very heartfelt and gripping, this movie. So above all, what can I say? I just love the characters, I adore the story, and yeah, it has some great animation. This is easily a 9.5 out of 10 film. The only thing that bogs it down, I suppose, is Kingpin, but that's because they wanted to take their focus away from the main villain so they could focus on the Spider-Man instead. Well, Spider-Man and women, and I feel like that paid off the most because the Spider people are the people who you are most invested in the story. So yes, Kingpin could have done with a little bit more development. But apart from that, he's still a good villain. He has good motivations and stuff, and he is threatening above all else. Very threatening villain. So he does everything a villain needs to do. We just really needed more of him, and that's the only flaw I have with this entire film. Great film, this one. I'd highly recommend going and seeing it in cinemas because it's one of those films which you're going to have the best time watching it in cinemas. But without further ado, let's move on to that Smash Bros. Ultimate unboxing. Oh boy, I cannot wait to get into this thing, and I cannot wait to play it. So let's hurry up and get into this thing, you could be saying. So first of all, we are going to look up the box, because it is a nice box, but it's also a pretty big box. We're going to move the receipt out of the way. So basically, I'm going to show you this upside down, first and foremost, apparently. But no, I'm going to show you just how big this box is, because if we take the Switch packaging and compare it in size, as you can see, it's actually bigger than the Nintendo Switch box that came with the console. So yes, it's very impressive, and it's also very heavy. So that's another thing that I'm definitely looking forward to getting into. But as for the box itself, you have a Nintendo Switch logo, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate logo, of course, and the company that developed and published the game, that being Nintendo, and an awesome, nice little strip of characters along there. And of course, for limited edition facts, or for fact it is for limited edition even, along with your Peggy 12 and everything, one of the only Nintendo franchises to be above a Peggy 7, I will also say that. And then there's also what comes in for limited edition, so you get the game, a steelbook for the game, and then you also get a GameCube controller and GameCube controller adapter. Awesome. Then the top just has the logo, pretty standard stuff right there, but the bottom has the Smash logo, which is kind of what you saw before when I had this the wrong way up. Then the sides are basically pretty standard, it's just for diagonal dividers. I'm going to assume that's how I'm going to get into this thing whenever I want to. But the back as well, the information is, so of course you have everyone is here, and then you have literally everyone being here and everything. And then we have, of course, the words along here saying bigger, better, more Smash content than ever before. Again, more reasons to get into this, I suppose. Can't wait to main Piranha Plant, but let's do this without further ado. I want to, of course, though, get into this without damaging the box, because, again, it's a nice box. Oh, I found our problem here, boys. It's an annoying piece of sticky tape. How dare this tape keep me from this game. So this game I am definitely going to be doing a Let's Play for. It's going to start a few hours after this particular video is uploaded, mind you. But with that all sorted and done, the tape is all out of here. So let's open this bad boy up. And there's your inside, guys. That looks awesome. Just look at that. Ready to fight. And then you got all your characters right there, or at least a good select few of them. And then you have, oh, look at that, the game itself. Oh man, this is gonna be so good. So good. Get into that a little bit more later, but then you've also got this, which you can pop up and out. I suppose you could place that in there as well if you really wanted to. But anyway, here are the other parts to this. If I can actually take them out, that is. There you go. So you have your GameCube controller. It's customized for Super Smash Bros. Of course. And you also get your GameCube controller adapter. So that's awesome. We are definitely going to get into those. In a Osaki right here. I thought this was all supposed to come with a steelbook, but I can't seem to find it, so that's unfortunate. But you still get the box. So here we go. You have, of course, the original Nintendo seal of quality, but that's what they put on basically any game that gets put on their platforms. But yeah, the GameCube controller adapter now. I've just got to find a way to get into this. This packaging I don't care about so much. And this is also compatible with the Wii U, so if I wanted to, I could take Smash 4, plug this into my Wii U, and this, and then I could play Smash 4 with these as well. So that's pretty cool, because the GameCube controller is backwards compatible with the Wii and the GameCube as well. So again, pretty awesome indeed. I definitely did rip the packaging right there, but as I said before, this I don't care about the packaging for too much. And then there's also a manual on there, don't care about that either. So yeah, there's your adapter, alright. I'm going to assume that you plug your GameCube controller in there and you plug this USB port into the Switch or something like that, you know. It's an adapter, how hard can it be to figure out, right? But then again, knowing me, I make everything hard, as we all know so already. And then we've got the main reason I got this to begin with, the GameCube controller, because I've never had any of these controllers before, and I really need another controller for my Switch, considering the only decent one I have left still is my Pro controller. So a decent GameCube controller I'd definitely be pleased with. Plus, I've wanted to go back and play old school GameCube games on my Wii, so this is going to give me the ability to do that. Because as I said before, this is backwards compatible all the way back to the GameCube and everything. But yeah, nothing else of importance in there. This package is a whole lot more salvageable than the other one, let's put it like that. But man, look at that. Well, you can't really look at it too well while it's in the plastic now, can you? Awesome. Love the way how for customized controller, actually what's customized about it is the Smash logo. But one thing I want to know is, why do people say this is the best controller ever made? It really isn't. I mean, it's just a pretty standard controller. I like it, mind you, but I don't think it's as good as many other controllers. I mean, like, the D-pad alone is stiff. Come on. Man, I'm going to get so much hatred for that. Ooh! But I do like the triggers, though. The triggers are pretty awesome. So yeah, that's nice. I got me a GameCube controller now. This is going to be fun to use and everything. So yeah, let's just grab up all the stuff that came with this limited edition bundle and everything. Voila! Now I just need to find a good way to get them all in shot. Boom, there you go. Perfect and everything. So I'm going to hurry up and get to this game already. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. But until such a moment, peace. For reals this time.